Hi, Vladimir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Feel free to start.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for this opportunity. And we're starting with presentation of Aspis. Aspis is on-chain asset management toolkit for DAO funds and startups. So basically, using Aspis is the set of smart contracts based on Aragon version 1, which allows to create DAO with no code and tailored for only asset management, basically to manage crypto funds, to create your crypto funds, and to manage treasury or startups. So basically, to put it short, we are trying to reinvent the current IDOs and fundraising for crypto projects and also governance of them. So problem with solving. So currently, investors have no real control over founders. Founders are raising funds to their personal wallets or to launchpads, and launchpads transfer these funds to founders' wallets. So they don't actually have any legal obligations. They don't motivate it for the long-term success of the project. They may fake the activity or just have the visibility of doing something just to have the funds raised. Also, launchpads, one of the key players in the industry, are not also motivated by long-term project success. So these can be addressed using the DAO technology. So if all funds and projects will be organized in DAOs, investments will come to these DAO wallets and put more restrictions and control over the founders and spending of funds. It will also allow DAO to DAO governance, which is really important because a lot of DAOs gathered and they invest in some projects and they have a lot of expertise and they may utilize this expertise to help projects and teams. And it also creates and unlocks a lot of additional financial instruments and OTC market, of course. So first of all, it may open the reselling of the project allocations, and it also allows to do the collateral lending from one DAO to another DAO. We have simple scheme. It's not simple, but it's how Aspis works. So current practice is that investors interact with manager directly, and it creates a lot of risks. Founders and team may lose access to the funds or die. Founders and team may embezzle funds. Founders and team may rack pool, and investor not able to return their funds or make stop losses. So in target state, all the interactions between investors and the manager goes through investors' on-chain agreements and DAO smart contract. So basically, to put it simple, investor invests into the DAO smart contract, get back the LP tokens representing the ownership of the part of the funds or liquidity pool or rights for the tangible and intangible asset. Team spending all funds from the smart contracts according to the controlling and the rules which were agreed with the investors, so target wallets and so on. And investors are also in control. They can liquidate, they can decide not to continue project, and so on and so on. So here, what Aspis is. So Aspis is DAO constructor. So I will show you later in our demo how to create the DAO on Aspis. It also the launchpad. All the DAOs created on Aspis have enough or more investor control and have more levels the motivations of the investors and the team. Also, they can raise funds, and team and founders and investors can participate in governance fully on chain on Aragon version 1 right through our interface. So right now, let's go to demo. I'll share my screen. Let's go to app.aspis.com. Here we have some DAOs which already created on Aspis. So we want to create new DAO. There will be two options. One is for crypto fund, one is for project. So let's say we want to create a fund. It will be, I don't know, let's say test DAO or DLT DAO. LPDLT is the name of the token. And here will be description. We also will need to upload the symbol. So here we specify the parameters. let's say it will be today, USDC. Here, all the deposit limits, how much users can invest. For the allow listed wallets to deposit, let's say I'm connecting the DAO manager, and the whitelisted wallet will be investor one. Only allow listed wallets to deposit will be turned on. So, but you can also do so anyone can deposit. That's for the safety. Lockup period 0 to show you withdrawals. Rage quit fine 1%. Transaction delay 0. Entrance fee 1. Fund management performance fee. This is the fees. Founders and manager receive the fees from these smart contracts directly. This is the quorum, the voting rules. So here in this case, to successfully vote or to pass the voting, you need to have at least 51% of LP tokens to be voted with minimum approval of 50%. Voting duration will be, let's say, 12 hours, and minimum share of LP tokens start voting will be 5%. Let's go next. So here, deal execution method is by investment manager. Later, we will also add by voting to cumulative DAO. However, right now we see that the majority of successful DAO are delegated manager DAO. Here we can restrict founder and team from withdrawing to some random addresses with, let's say, Uniswap protocol pairs or Aave pools or whatever they will investor will decide. So here, ability to change investment manager. So you can possibly vote if you will not be happy with the current team to replace the manager. Here, just in case for deployment example, let's show you how it works. So this is on Ring by test network. I'm deploying, and let's see. So contract was successfully deployed. We can go back to them and refresh the team. Subgraph text takes some time to refresh. This is the LTDAO. It is created. So let's make the first deposit. So let's check which wallet is connected. Okay. Here you see all the rules of the DAO, basically deposit range, lockup period, allow listed wallets to deposit, fees, allow controlling rules. So for example, manager will be able to spend only 10% of assets per month. Withdrawal windows every 2 days. You can withdraw without the rage quit fine every 31 days. So you have 24 hours time to redeem after request. All tokens are withdrawable. There is also voting rules, and you can change the voting base, remove fund manager, change capital onboarding rules, offboarding rules, and make all these decisions possible. So let's make the deposit. I will use USDC to pass the limit which we had. I'll put like, let's say 500 here. Let's make deposit. Here, the first approval. While it is approving, let me check. Okay, so it's successfully, and I'm making the deposit. Let me see it. It takes some time. Okay, so I invested 500 USD coins. Let's get back. Let's say I want to withdraw some funds. So I can use the burn LP function. So I will burn newly minted DLT tokens, which I think I can see here. Okay. Let's say I want to burn 100 LP tokens, take back USDC. While the transaction is happening, let me also show you how the voting is being created here. So here, let's say we are participants of DLT technologies. We have plenty of things and room to play here. So for example, I want to create ad hoc transactions. So I can specify here, or I want to change minimum approval or fund manager fee or something, I can all do here. And also to avoid spamming, we create the minimal amount of LP tokens to be here for the voting. Let's say, let's see if the transaction happens. It is still process. Yes, as you can see, the smart contract minted and burned LP tokens. This is the address of newly minted LP tokens, which is currently 400. I can also add this to my assets and see that I've got it here. So these LP tokens represent the ownership of the part of the liquidity pool. Let's say, for example, I'm depositing 100 USD and there is already 1000 USD. So I'll get 10% of all minted LP tokens, which will represent my share into the liquidity pool. After that, manager is making his operations. And if, for example, the pool amount, there are like multiple assets and all assets together started to be like $2,000 instead of $1,000, that means that I made the increase in 100%. So I can burn my LP tokens and get 10% of all assets, which is currently under the management. So talking about our plans, let me stop sharing. I cannot see my presentation. Yes, so currently we're here. So we developed the Aspis MVP almost. So we're starting to onboarding the first DAOs. So we already launched the beta testing rewards program. We are working already with some DAOs with their onboarding process, and we released the DAO path. So next, what we need to do right now and why we're so excited to participate in Harmony Hackathon is that we need layer 2 solution because of the gas fee and because of everything is happening on chain. So we'll be happy to join the Harmony ecosystem because of the reliability of the chain, also because of the low gas fee, and because what we see is that it's really community governed and they may help us to grow. We will grow potentially with Harmony ecosystem, and we can onboard a lot of DAOs into the Harmony ecosystem and a lot of actors, and maybe even partner with Dora hacks, let's say. So bidlers will be able to create their own DAO on Aspis, and investors will be more secured, and all the processes will be more transparent. So thank you for your time.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much for the presentation. I definitely think join the Harmony is a good decisions. I think DAO is one of their core focus track. So yeah, it's a great choice. And also one question from me for the SPIS is that what is like the revenue model for now for you guys?
Yeah, so right now we're testing it. So we will be also DAO governed. So we have different models. The first one is you will need to stake some Aspis token to create DAO. The second one, you will need to stake some Aspis token, for example, to have the API to build or to build into your website the page of your DAO with all the analytics and all the governance and so on. So you will not interact with Aspis website, but you can customize this SDK and build into your website. The third one, we will have the OTC marketplace for sharing and selling and for example, selling the locked tokens into the vesting smart contract. And I mean, we have a lot of possible revenue streams. Also, for example, we can be as the consultants to some big companies or big communities and they may pay, for example, us some consulting fees, so we can consult them and instruct and deploy their own custom DAO. And I mean, there is a lot of room to check, to play. So, and we're currently under testing. So we want to deploy the first DAOs and then see which revenue streams will be more legit, more cool.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
I think we can end it up here. Appreciate Aspis and also Trustified and also the Long Shark for all the wonderful presentation. Thank you guys for contributing your time to join us for today's demo sessions. I definitely think you guys are doing great, and also especially in such a hard market situations. Very glad to see that you guys are still trying to build something meaningful for the industries. So in the future, hope you guys could keep building and kick off the next best superstar product in the futures, hopefully. Yeah, for all the audience, thank you very much for joining us today as well. We will host a bunch of the events like today's. If you want to catch up, please feel free to follow us on YouTube, Binance Lab. Hope you guys enjoyed this project demonstrations, and see you guys soon. Bye bye. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.